Hello, I'm Bob Dolman. I wrote the screenplay for this movie and directed it, How to Eat Fried Worms. This movie is based on a book by Thomas Rockwell called How to Eat Fried Worms. And it was written back in the 1970s, and it took a long time to bring it to its movie form, and it went through a lot of stages. And I was involved in writing the screenplay for many, many years before we even got it close to being made as a movie. And it finally was made by New Line and Walden, and it went through a lot of evolution, and I'd like to be able to talk about the writing of it as we go along and also talk to the actors as we go. But as you can see watching it, there are no actors on the stage, on the screen, there's just a cartoon. The real life people we had to cast, and the casting process in this movie was a long and complicated one. Stephanie Corsellini, our casting director, brought to me and to other people that were helping with the casting many, many kids from all over the country. So having said all that, let me say hello to the gang. I'm sitting in the studio with a few friends of mine that were in the movie. I've got Luke Benward, who played Billy. Say hello.
Hi, everyone.
Alexander Gould, who plays Twitch in the movie.
Hola, I'm Twitch. I like fried worms.
Austin Rogers, who plays Adam Sims.
Hey, everyone.
And in New York, Hallie Kate Eisenberg is watching, and she plays Erika in the movie. Hello, Hallie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm glad you all can help me with this. We're going to do a little commentary on the movie. Of course, you're watching the animation that was done by Gendy Tartakovsky and his staff, and they supplied us with these opening credits, and we used the animation in another part.
That's so cool.
And it was our way of getting the credits done and also getting the story started. So there's Billy. Billy, do you remember this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, watching him eat that burrito was disgusting. They kept having to put, beans all over his hands and his face. And, in that car, it was kind of claustrophobic and hot, and there was, puzzles on the ground. So I can't blame him. I can't blame him for being sick.
That was done as a reshoot, remember? We came back a year later and shot that little scene in the car because we wanted to add that scene with the burrito. We didn't have it in our first version. And so you're probably, see you behind the tree there, you're a year younger.
I am 1 year younger.
Than you were in the car there, and same with Ty Panitz, who plays Woody. And there you see him in the back seat there. Woody was in the back seat, was not actually covered in burrito because that was shot at a different time, right?
Yes.
Let's have a look at Woody right now.
Careful there, Woody. You're gonna knock somebody over.
And there you are.
Surprised I didn't run into those boxes.
Can you remember where we shot that?
Oh, wasn't that into a soundstage?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We shot the whole movie in Austin, Texas, and there's an old airport that's not used anymore outside of Austin. And on that old airport, they take the old airplane hangars, and they've converted them into sound stages. And so we built this room out there, and this was toward the end of our shoot. Do you remember? And there's Kimberly Williams, who plays your mom.
I'm going to be the new kid. It's the worst thing ever. How will I even know where to go?
We'll figure it out.
We? No mothers.
I want to meet your teacher, Mrs. Baumley.
No mothers.
I can remember directing this scene and thinking how hard it is to get you, because this kind of scene is probably the most difficult scene to do, where you've just got two people, and they have to convey a lot of emotion. They have to convey information so that the audience knows what the story's about, and just going over and over the scene. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Remember being in that room? How difficult that was?
It was very difficult.
And do you remember kicking the soccer ball?
Yeah. I lost control a couple times, but in the end, it turned out okay.
But I can remember you just kicking your foot and having one of the prop people was just throwing the ball
up against the wall, so she could catch it. Because if I kicked it, it might come back and hit the camera. Ah, man.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Now this was shot at the Zilker School in Austin, Texas. It was summertime and it was closed down. So we supplied all the school grounds with buses and children to play the students. And there we are. I think we're going to see you in a minute, Twitch. Did we just see you?
Slightly.
I think you are in the background. What's going on with your hair?
Yeah, my hair's crazy. The whole movie is so fun. It was awesome.
I remember telling you that Maybe we should experiment with your hair. Do you remember when we were doing the tests
Yeah.
and you had that mirror in front of you, and I can remember asking asking Missy, who's our hair person, to play with your hair because your name was Twitch. I thought your hair should be a little more
Right.
electric.
I think
And
first
so-
we actually tried making it like flat, straight out, and that didn't work, and then we decided to just do the whole thing up.
Yeah, and I can remember showing you a mirror and you looked at it for the
Yeah.
first time
I
and
was
you
like-
just lit up.
Wow!
You have to remember when you're watching all these scenes that in Austin, Texas in the summer, it is, if it's 100 degrees, it's actually a cool day. We were over 100 many, many days. Remember that?
Yes. Oh my gosh, it was hot.
Who's that?
I remember that.
What do you remember about it, Hallie?
Oh, that was really fun. I remember how long it took for us to get the piece of paper to actually land in the puddle. And the guy was standing there with like the fishing line trying to direct it. I don't know. I was really excited when I got to see my face appear in that, though, in the puddle. That was cool.
Yeah, it was hard getting your face to come through and be clear in the water. But all we really did was muddy up the water a little bit and then let it settle, and then your face came in reflection.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Put your stuff in there, and that's our classroom in there.
There you are, Twitch, and
Here I am.
do you remember that day, Austin?
Oh, I remember.
Tell us something about it.
Man, it was just funny because everybody was going erk and stuff, and here comes nerdy Adam Sims coming up here to just help Billy out, which he doesn't do anyways, but
There's James Rebhorn, who plays Boilerhead, the principal of the school. And there's Plug and Bradley.
Class, you have a new student.
Do you know what we just discovered about this
Everyone, let's welcome Billy
particular scene is that Thomas Rockwell wrote the novel. His father was Norman Rockwell, a famous painter and illustrator back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And there is a picture that he drew, Norman Rockwell drew, of a teacher holding a boy by the head, exactly like that, and I wasn't aware of it, at least not consciously. And we just discovered it the other day. I got to show it to you.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Almost exactly. He's even standing on the same side.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow.
That's Andrea Martin right there playing Mrs. Bomley.
Welcome, Billy. As part
Yeah,
of
she
our
was so funny.
curriculum, we are studying ancient Egypt.
It's a little hard talking about a movie as you're watching it, because you just want to watch it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is exciting to see.
Thus, the bust of Nefertiti.
Nefertiti.
Would you like to sit, Billy?
There's Donny.
Let's find you a seat. How about right
So the
there?
classroom was also a real location at Zilker School.
Yeah.
And we, of course, decorated the room. Katie Maxey, our production designer, put together this whole classroom. Oh, that was you, Twitch. Oh, there you are, Erika.
My classic hip.
You notice I keep calling you by your characters' names because that's what I got used to calling you by when we were working together every day. There's Joe Guire, played by Adam Hicks. Now, I think we'll have a lot to talk about in this next scene. Billy, I'm going to let you lead the way because it all happened to you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
What do you remember?
I remember pulling out all my lunch, taking out the thermos, and they put this like special thing so that the first worm came out, and then all the other worms came out. But that really never worked because it all came over it, and so then all those came out.
Ew.
And then when Boilerhead came in, oh man.
Well, what he's talking about there is that there was a special rig for the thermos. There's so much the prop department had to do in this movie to get the
There
worms
is.
And they were
into the
so great.
story. And they had to take a special thermos that if you turned it one way, nothing came out. If you turned it another way, one worm came out. And if you turned it fully, then they all plopped out.
Yeah.
So it allowed you to twist it that way.
I eat them all the time. You want to try one? Here you go.
Now, you remember throwing that at him?
I do. It took me so long, and then it finally hit him in the face.
That's
and then
right.
It was cool.
They squished a worm there, too.
I remember once it almost even went in his mouth.
Oh yeah, I almost it ate his tongue.
Yeah, he was so upset about that.
Well, we, you know...
Oh man, this was gross. This felt bad.
We really tried, and we did succeed in keeping the worms safe in this movie, but as you can see, they had to get knocked around a little bit, but they didn't seem to mind. And you had to scoop those cold, clammy worms right into your pants. Remember that?
That was horrid.
And you notice this, the whole cafeteria is full of kids, and most of the kids are from Austin. We had a few friends of ours in there, but those
Yeah,
girls
my
down at the
sister
other
and
end,
Twitch's sister were actually in there.
they're in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can point them out if we see them.
I think they already went by. Yeah.
Woody, tell Billy and Daddy what you did today. The preschool kids are called sea turtles, and when they introduced Woody...
I sang a song!
That's Tom Cavanaugh playing the father, and Kimberly Williams, I mentioned before, is playing the mom. Ty Pannett's having his great moment.
Oh, he loved this song.
You know, Ty, I think, was 5 or 6 when we did this movie, and if you notice, check out his tooth. Is it missing? Because he lost teeth as we were shooting. Now, this is a very big challenge for continuity, or what we used to call in the movie...
Continuity.
The continuity was having a little problem with continuity because Ty's tooth fell out. The front tooth fell out just before we started shooting, and then it grew in so quickly as we were shooting that you'll see his tooth.
Didn't you paint his tooth?
No, we never did. I've decided that if we had to paint his tooth, it would inhibit his acting, and so instead we just let him have a tooth that changed its shape, and people just have to put up with it.
What's a headline in that brain of yours?
I remember a few other people lost teeth during the movie, too. I did. We lost a few.
You lost some teeth?
I lost 2, I think, and...
Well, you know who lost a tooth in the worst way.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember.
What do you remember that?
Who?
I wasn't there that day.
With you, Bob. It's Rob.
We were all riding down on the bikes.
Yeah.
And
God.
do you remember that? And we were all going down. And Bradley ran into my back tire and swerved and hit the curb on his
Oh my
jaw.
gosh.
That's right.
I remember I wasn't there at that time, and then a little while later I came and I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? I saw ambulance and stuff driving away, and...
Yep, they're talking about Philip Bolden, who plays Bradley in the movie. On our first day of rehearsal, when we were all trying out the bikes, he fell off his bike and broke his front teeth and had to have them all replaced before we could start shooting. That was a bad start, wasn't it?
And then he got scratches all over his face.
Yes, he did.
2 right under his nose, and then one on it, right here on his under his eye.
Yeah, we'll show that when we get to it. But
Yeah.
he's got we had to, and of course, speaking of continuity again, when we had to do the makeup on Bradley. Well, the scratches, they went away, but because most of the movie takes place in one day, we had to paint on the scratches afterwards so that
Yeah.
they would be there, right? Yeah. So now we're back in the classroom, and hey, this is going fast.
Worm boy.
There he is on the right. You saw Bradley right there. You may be able to see the little scratches on his face from when he fell off his bike.
And all of his watches.
And all his watches.
I remember that. I hit his hand on the camera. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, I didn't. Yes, you did. You said I eat worms, right? Right? Yeah. So, you're worm boy.
Hey, Hallie, you remember this day? Mm-hmm. You're coming up, I think. There you are in the background. What do you remember about that?
Oh, I remember this thing that I say right now, this whole little bit, took me forever to learn because it's so fast. It's like a tongue twister.
This is Tansy. That's my name, Erika Tansy.
You're making it worse.
You're good at memorizing your lines, though. You are. You're really good. And, of course, in editing, we took some of those lines out. Does that disappoint you when you see things cut?
Sometimes.
Yeah?
I don't know, it's all really fun to do.
Ah, good. All right. Austin, I want you to start talking because this is your scene.
I love this scene.
Oh, here.
There you are.
It's Adam Sims.
I'm Adam Sims.
You know, one thing I'll say before you start is that during this scene and many of the scenes in Austin, we had a lot of problems with cicadas, those bugs that were in the trees making so much noise. And that's why, if you listen carefully, you'll see we wanted to keep the dialogue, and we had to
I have lots of friends.
get it out of the movie, and so we had to put in other sounds. That's what you hear in the background. You'll hear kids' voices, and you'll hear the wind blowing. We put those in post-production so that the sound of all the cicadas would go away.
Oh.
Death ring?
There you are.
The ring called the death ring.
If he punches you with it, you die.
You don't die now. You die in 8th grade, so nobody can prove it. It's got poison in it.
Now, I can remember on that day that we had We had to do this scene many, many times. It took a long time to do this scene because the clouds kept coming and they changed the light. And
I remember that.
And it's a big challenge for the lighting people. And Richard Bukowski, who's our DP, had to watch the sky all day when we were shooting this because he was adjusting the light. You don't really notice it too much, but a little bit you'll notice that the light changes in the background. Like there, it's on your face. And then you might notice that it's not quite on your face in another shot.
I remember we had to use a mat a little bit for that when I fell down on that.
Yeah, but when you did that right there, you weren't falling on the mat. You did. Hey guys, did y'all do your own stunts in this movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That counted as a stunt, what we just saw.
Yeah.
All right, back in the class. Here we go. Now, if you notice, this scene was tied in really to the other scene, but we split it up in editing so it comes later. So the bicycle there is attached to a little cart, and the front wheel's taken off the bicycle and attached to the cart so that the cart can put a camera on it. And I was sitting in that cart with a few camera people, and we were pulling Billy down the hill while the other boys were riding behind him on bicycles.
That was fun.
Billy, what do you remember about riding your bike there?
Oh, I remember it,
That's a lie.
towards the end, I did the 180 turn like that, and one time I was just practicing going up and down, and I fell, and I busted my knee. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, and they put a bandage on it, and then it was fine.
Your tongue, you'd puke. You want to bet the smell would make you puke. You couldn't even eat a quarter of a worm. I can eat this many worms, Joe. 10, easy.
Now, we got this, of course, isn't in the movie, but we've got outtakes of you breaking up here because I had a little trouble directing a certain Luke Benward in this scene because he kept getting the giggles. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What if I don't lose? What's the bet, you mean?
That was very difficult because you're enjoying yourself and yet we're running out of time. So my job is to make you get serious, but not get so serious that you forget the fun of the scene. But you guys were all getting the giggles that day.
Yeah.
A tiny bit of worm.
We didn't quite finish this scene, if you remember, because it started to rain. It was our only rainy day.
You gotta eat all 10 worms all on the same day. And I get to pick them. When? This Saturday. That's the day after tomorrow. I need more time to get ready. Backing out, come on.
You had a lot to memorize in this scene.
Yeah, that was
This is
a
probably
lot.
one of the hardest scenes in the movie for you.
I said shake.
Wah, wah, wah.
I love the Western music.
Ready, set, draw.
It's like Clint Eastwood's gonna draw a pistol out of his pocket or something.
It's a bet.
Joe has a ring.
The death ring.
Now, this coffee machine that you're looking at would not function. We had the hardest time with it. It was supposed to be a big gag and didn't work. And again, we only used it for a little bit.
You play tennis?
Yep.
How about Helen?
Yep. Yeah, we both play tennis.
You gotta come down to our club. We'll play some doubles.
That'd be great, Rob.
That's David Bewley playing Rob Simon. He'll be coming up later in the movie. He's an actor that we hired out of Austin.
A couple of times. You were good.
Yeah, compared to you, I was.
It's not that he asked me, it's the way he asked me. Testing me.
So here we are back at Zilker.
Oh, Donny.
And there's
Donny.
Donny. Alexander Agate. I always say, no, there now I've forgotten it again.
Agate.
Agate, there you go. See, I only know you guys by your characters' names.
That's what they look like inside?
Yeah. They have brains. No eyes. They're blind. And look, 5 hearts.
Now, this was shot in the library at Zilker School. And I remember one of the things we had to do is we had to coordinate the computer right there so that it would line up with the dialogue in the story. When we had a close-up of it, we could control it. But when we were over your shoulders or when we had to show it from another angle, then we had to control
Wasn't
it.
there a different keyboard, like, out of the angle?
Yes, there was
someone
somebody.
else? Yeah.
Yes, someone in the prop department was sitting at a table just off camera and was controlling the actual images that are on the screen. Twitch, you remember this scene? Because I think it features your hair, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How the ancient Egyptians preserve their dead. Fascinating topic, boys. Fascinating. The mystery of the Sphinx. Excellent, excellent. And on your recess, too. Oh, you're to be commended. Carry on.
My hair.
Did you know she was going to do that?
I don't think so.
No, I don't
And
think so.
I just improvised.
Well, Andrea's an improvisational actress, so I'm sure she just thought of that in the last second. She worked in SCTV for many years, and that's her expertise. But how long did it take you to get that hair ready every day?
Some days it took me longer than others. Some days, it took me a half an hour. Some days it took me 10 minutes. I remember I always had to come in like at least a half an hour early to get my hair done.
You're probably the only person that had to come in a little earlier and do that, right? Because your hair took
So
longer than everybody
crazy.
else's. Everybody else had pretty much their natural hair.
Why do you make all the rules? Because.
Now, I can remember this is a day when it was really hot and there were so many cicadas that the crew people were trying to get them to be quiet in the tree. And they had a gun that shot pellets of corn. And they would shoot the pellets into the tree to make the bugs stop making that noise, which is kind of a sound. And then the other thing, do you remember the other way that they got those?
Football. They had a football, and they were throwing it up in the trees.
And then they had also one of those air blasters. The air
That's
blaster
right.
guns. Boom.
Yeah.
They try to shoot up in the trees.
That's right. All the PAs and all the prop guys would throw footballs in the trees, and then we'd get maybe 10 seconds of quiet, and I'd say, action, and try to get it done, try to get the dialogue done before the crickets started chirping again. Now, Hallie, you there?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Hallie.
Hello.
I'd like you to do the talking in a second because we're coming up to the scene at your house.
Oh, cool.
And
This scene was so much fun.
I want you to talk about the archery if you would.
Yeah, sure. I took some lessons back where I live in New Jersey. And then I really liked it. It was so much fun. And then I was trying to, me and Luke were practicing when we weren't filming.
Well, I wasn't very good.
You were getting it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's so much fun.
You make it look like you really know what you're doing. But you hadn't done
thank
it
you.
before, had you?
Nope, it was my first time. I took like 3 lessons before.
I might be leaving this place.
I remember that we were shooting, and when we were filming this, I was just off camera on the other side of you, and you shot one that was so close to a bullseye.
I think Luke and I forgot to say our lines for a minute because
Yeah,
I got really
we were
excited.
We're all, oh my gosh. Remember that one that went through the hay bale? Like right
yeah,
through the cracks?
that was awesome. Yeah, it went like to the other side of the fence or something, right through like the target and through the hay.
I do archery a bit. That
You
happened
do?
to me before. That was yeah.
I bet. You can't know you're a girl.
Sometimes at camp there's archery.
Can you remember, Hallie, what day of shooting this was?
I think this was the first day.
That's right. This was our very first day of shooting.
yeah.
You guys are doing a great job. This is because, people come, there's not a lot of rehearsal time in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
You're meeting for the first time pretty much, and you're being asked to relate to each other and to act out a scene. It's very, very challenging. You guys did a great job. And I remember this was also a hot day, but it was also a rainy day, if I recall. We had a little
in the
bit of
morning
spitting
it
rain.
rained.
We had to wait for the rain.
And then we had to keep like watering the grass or something to make it look the same.
Often in a movie they'll start with something very simple, like someone just walking to a door, knocking on the door or something. But we really had such a short shooting schedule. It was only 38 days, I think, and shorter days because with children you don't get to use all the time, and that you do with adults. I think we had 9-hour days with you, and so that limited time gave us hardly any time to really, experiment. So on that first day, you had to jump in, and we did a very difficult scene. Here are the sea turtles.
His diaper is
The
sticking out
teach-
of his suit.
Oh my God.
The teacher is Simone White, hitting the xylophone. And there's Ty again. All the kids in that scene made their costumes. The kids that are in that scene.
Oh,
all
I
the
remember.
background, you remember?
I was there when they made them.
You were? I
Yeah,
wasn't
they were all
there.
really into it.
That's so great. That was a great idea in the costume and prop department to have them do that.
Yeah, they had so much fun with it. I think I made one just for fun.
You did?
I think so. Because I watched all of them. They all looked like they were having a great time.
Now, how was it that you were there?
I think I just went to help out with Paris, Ty's little brother.
Yes?
And so, yeah, I think I was just helping out with some of the kids if they needed, like, help with the tissue paper.
No, they
Yeah.
aren't.
Do you know that we have to remember that for every child that's in this movie, there were parents or grandparents or guardians looking after them, and they were always there in the background. Just off camera, there would be a little tent, and they'd all be supporting and watching the monitors. And their role in this movie is very, very important. You can't make a movie with children without dedicated parents and guardians and supporters.
I always remember almost feeling bad for them because they had to just sit in the heat for a long time.
Yeah.
They would sit there and just talk, go to the craft service table, come back, talk, go to the craft service table, come back, talk.
I think all our parents got to be as close as we did.
I don't remember any of them complaining about it. I think they had a good time.
You know what? I this is really random, but I talked about it with my sister today, and there's just one trick that Joe could do. Like, he had sunflower seeds right before the take. He'd like suck it down, and he'd keep it in his throat.
I remember.
And then he'd like cough it back up, and then eat it.
Who did that?
Joe.
Joe, Adam Hicks?
Yeah, Adam Hicks.
Oh, you've exposed him.
I think we all tried that. It didn't
Okay,
work.
Adam, this is your scene. Please, tell us what happened here.
Oh, man, it's a funny story. See, they feed me this worm, and I don't want to do it. And I have to throw up. And they gave me this stuff that was gross. I had no idea what it was, but it's sort of like brownish green. And I'd go, and they'd say freeze, and I'd run off camera. I'd go take a swig of it, come back, and then spit it out. Well, I went to go take a drink of it, and off camera, I actually really threw up. So they gave me this other stuff. I think it was New England clam chowder from a can, all cold and everything. And I went off camera. I took a swig of it. I came back. And while I was spitting it out, I actually threw up at the same time. So they were like, cut, great, moving on, check the gate.
Great.
So it's one of those takes that I'll definitely remember.
But that moment there, when they're all standing around, I remember you had to go off, and all the actors had to stand there and freeze so that you could go off and drink the goop and come back. And we waited and waited and waited, and I said, Austin? And you said,
I'm sorry, I'm really throwing up.
Joe has a ring called the Death Ring.
now,
Oh, here comes
you didn't know this was going to be in it. That's you. That's Austin right there.
You die in the 8th grade, so
What do you think of yourself animated?
It's got poison.
I think it's neat. I always, because I wake up, watch those cartoons in the morning with my cereal. It's cool to be a cartoon. It looks really neat.
That's awesome.
Hallie, you seen this before?
The animation?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that's fun.
That's so cool.
I'm running away. You pampered prince.
There's the pampered prince.
With his monkey.
Little Growl Reaper.
That's
Yeah.
right. Little Growl Reaper.
must save the
Do you know that Little Growl Reaper is a name that I made up?
It
Because
is?
it's something I used to call my sister when she was a little girl.
Sure, she must have loved that.
I used to call her the Little Growl Reaper, and I'm not even sure why.
Did you give her that T-shirt that we all got?
I'm not sure, but
The
I
crew made
better.
us those T-shirts
I
with
better
the
get her
yeah.
Little
one.
Growl Reaper.
My sister
Not a
Leslie.
monkey, he's a man.
Well, now this was an interesting moment because this is the only scene that we shot at night. Do you remember?
Oh,
And we
yeah.
had to stay up, and I think the laws allowed you to work till midnight.
This right there, wasn't that part of the reshoots?
Now this was done the reshoot, so you're a year
Yeah.
older in that scene, or that shot rather, than
Can't run away.
in the shot that follows. Right there is, we just shot that in Austin in the spring of this year, which is 2006. And that we shot in the summer of 2005. Can you see a difference?
Yeah, you can.
Does he look a little older?
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't fight the evil forces.
If we don't like the evil forces, they will destroy our planet.
Ty, now do you remember this?
He's
this
so
is
funny.
this was our special effects department put together. Well, that's a real worm, and what they did was. No, they put it in, and they had a little plunger behind it that just gently touched its rear end and made it wiggle out. And then, so the real worm came onto the toothbrush.
I didn't know that was
That's
a
so
real worm.
cool.
Wow.
Wow, that's really cool.
Really, you don't have a choice in the matter, okay? I knew you
It was not easy to do. It took many, many takes. You remember that?
Yeah. That was cool. Like, it came out all, like, raveled up and stuff.
your brother.
But, how did they put the worm in there, like, raveled up?
Well, they put him in, and he just kind of curled up, I think. And then when when you squeeze the back of it, actually off camera, there was a plunger, and someone from props or special effects was just gently pushing that plunger, and it was really pushing air against the worm, and then the worm didn't like it, so he crawled out.
He came out.
Oh.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Now, Woody, or Ty here, was not so crazy about drooling, and so
Listen to me, Wood.
we quickly ran to the store and brought back some corn syrup and put it in his mouth. And we would feed him a little of the corn syrup, and then he would spit it out.
Oh.
I'm not the same brother you had before. I'm a whole other person. And everything you remember about your old brother all isn't true about your new brother. For instance, I've never been sick.
You might think it's
Woody,
it is difficult to direct a young actor. I mean, Ty is 5 or 6 when we did this. I think he might have been just 6. And one of the things I had to do was be in your position for the close-ups. And I would give him your lines, and sometimes I would just do them over and over and over again to get him to say various things. But you know, there was some mild controversy about whether or not that line should be in the movie, and the reason that we left it in is because he says it so innocently. It's not obscene at all. It's just the way a little kid would say it, isn't it?
I'm gonna eat the worms.
Okay.
And,
Hallie?
What are you doing today?
This was also very early in the shoot, do you remember?
Yeah, this was right after that first day. I think it was like the next scene that we shot.
Yeah.
I remember this was so funny. I loved watching Ty do this. His face cracks me up.
That's right. Now, that's another special effect. We had to rig that birdseed holder, and it had someone was off camera with a little wire, and they'd pull on that thing and let everything fall out of it.
I remember it kept going through his helmet, so he kept shaking it out of his hair.
That's right.
School, I'm making him eat 10 worms and...
Same guy who threw worms.
Now, this was shot in the kitchen of the very house where Erika lives. That front porch that we just saw.
Really?
Is
Oh,
the
this was the
house.
kitchen?
Yes, that was the kitchen.
Oh, cool.
See, stuff happens when you're not there.
Yeah.
Were you afraid, Joe, of a little worm?
Nick Cross.
Nick Krause, right. He's from Austin.
I remember
from
he's like
Austin,
the
isn't he?
sweetest person, like not acting.
Yeah, it
It's
was.
funny because he's such a bully in the movie. It's like, you're the
I know,
same
he's
person.
so nice when he's not filming.
He's the nicest guy, and you know he wasn't much older than the rest of you. He just looked a lot older. I think he's only 13 in that scene.
Yeah, I think he was 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you remember this when they put the worms on the gummy worms? Now, whose idea was that?
oh, right here. Oh, yeah.
Luke's idea. That's right. How did that come about? Do you remember?
I was just playing with the worm and a fake worm, and I had a big pile of fake worms, and I just put it on. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Bob, look at this. And he's like, that's so weird. I'll put that in the movie.
That's right. Those worms just had a funny reaction to sugar.
Ask your sister.
This is the perfect boys' night out scene.
What do you mean?
All them playing with worms and just chilling out. It's like grown-up guys going to a bar drinking beer, but they're sitting there playing with worms.
Now here we had a close-up of a frying pan that was hot, and that's why the lard, when we put it in, would melt like that. But you also remember when we put the worm in it, which is coming up in the next scene, when we dropped the worm in that same pot, we couldn't have it hot or it would have cooked the worm. We didn't want to really cook a worm, but we wanted to use a live worm, so I think they just put Coca-Cola in there. Yeah. And then they dropped in the Coca-Cola. And the Coca-Cola, because it's bubbling, looks like it's cooking.
You know what I mean?
You know, we didn't use any special effects in terms of CGI in this movie.
Yeah.
Everything that's done was done with the old-fashioned special effects, and you'll see that that was, I think, the most effective, so that with CGI you can make anything happen, but it was an extra challenge to make it happen without those kind of special effects.
Give you another person, help you out, make things fair. Adam, go.
So Adam,
I remember this. Now,
Oh, this was so much fun to watch.
Jeff Swan, the stunt coordinator, who we call Evel Knievel, he was actually sitting there in the bush with a mat. And I would fall onto the mat, and then he'd grab the front tire of my bike and start pulling it, so it'd seem like I was fighting with the bike in the bush.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't even aware of that. So Jeff was back there, the stunt
Jeff was
coordinator,
back
and he was pulling the bike. You guys were having a
He
tug
was
of war?
pulling the bike. We were having a tug of war with the bike.
Oh, that's great. I can't really explain why Ty did that, but I like that he did it.
Yes.
This was done at the reshoot, this particular shot, which was very interesting because we put a live worm on a bit of filament so it was dangling at the end of a stick and then tied that stick to a camera and then panned down with the camera, so the camera's moving down through the sky, and it looks like the worm itself is falling from the sky.
Descending from the heavens.
Yes, exactly.
That for in French. Go on, worm boy. Eat it.
That looks appetizing.
Very
Bon
appetizing.
appetit.
Bon appetit. Now, that character of Benjy.
Oh, I remember that.
Wasn't there like a pipe in that wood? And they like shot a worm?
Yes, the juice. There was like a pipe sticking in through the
That's
wood,
right.
and they'd squeeze this thing, and juice would come out
It
of
was
it.
just water.
Wait, they had it underneath the table, and they would squirt it up through the... That wasn't a real worm, of course. It was just one of the many edible worms that were used in the movie.
Shows how great the special effects team was.
Yeah. And so they just used water and they squirted it up, and they had to fire it to the right so it would look like it hit Techno-Mouth in the glasses.
Everybody thinks I'm so weird in there.
I don't like where I'm sitting.
That was a weird moment there, Twitch.
Now, I remember there's a resemblance between the book and the movie in this, where there's this point in the book where he eats the first worm and he starts doing like the owl. And it reminded me so much of that point because he's sort of doing the whole gesture thing.
Oh, I remember this. It was so hot, and you come up, you're like, you're sick. You're sick, 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 sick.
I gotta say, that was a very...
That was funny.
This was a difficult day, and I remember how hard it was to get all you guys focused because it was so hot.
Yeah.
And Casey, Casey Hodenfeld, who was first AD on the movie, I remember him having to go down into the trailer and give you guys a pep talk. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I was having a hard time with you.
I remember doing that turn
there's
with my
Jeff
bike. That
Swan.
was so hard.
Yes, there's a stunt coordinator, Jeff Swan.
Is Evil Knievel.
That's right.
Take a little stone.
Now that might look a little unsafe to people because Woody's sitting on a bridge, but in fact, we have a rope tied around him and it's fastened to the bridge, isn't it, Helen?
Yeah, he was tethered down. I think he was connected to like a belt loop.
That's right.
I know, I was still so worried though.
Do you remember, Hallie, we did that in two pieces? We did the wide shot and then we realized we needed a close-up and we came back later. That's
Yeah, I
why.
remember Ty and I were having fun throwing the rocks, though we kept like missing the camera by like an inch. We got so scared.
How was it working with him?
He was great. We actually got to be like really close by the end. He was like my little brother.
Yeah, it comes across on film.
The scene was really neat to film because we all had to ride on the bikes, and some of the bikes were attached to the back of the car that had the camera on it.
That's right.
Which was really neat. Then we did those 180 spins that you just saw on the gravel. It was pretty neat.
That's right. We had a camera right down the ground, you remember? And then we'd let you guys come right up to the camera with the bikes. And,
Adam got so close to the camera. I remember that one take, he got like 2 inches away from the camera.
yeah, I can remember there was a take where rocks just flew right into the
We did that
lens.
later, didn't we?
This part's later here.
Oh, these were the reshoots.
That was
the brown.
Andrew
We went to the
Gillingham
brown.
playing Techno-Mouth. There he is a year earlier. You see him there in the green shirt.
Oh, wow.
And his braces changed.
His face has changed. It's
His
true.
braces changed too.
Well, couldn't do much about that. Okay.
The cooking of the worm. The greasy brown toad bloater special.
There you go.
You look happy about that, Austin.
Yeah.
Now this was tricky too, because sometimes we put a real worm in the pot, and then we have to substitute with a fake worm so that we could actually cook it.
Oh, hi, Uncle Ed.
This was shot in the Austin Diner, right in
Yes.
Austin, Texas.
Give me
Yep.
your hand in here.
Last time you gave me a hand, you nearly chopped
That's
the
Clint
thumb.
Howard.
He was very, very nice.
Well, you know, Clint was a child actor himself. He's acted all his life, from age 2 up till now. He's continued his whole life being
General Ben, I think. Was
General
that?
Ben was
General Ben.
That's right.
So,
So he had a lot to teach you guys when he was there, right?
yes.
I can remember him coaching you and passing on his advice.
I love the chef hat.
You were working on your omelets, right? Making them?
Yes, I
Before we had
actually
to shoot
cooked a
the scene?
couple of omelets for some of the
I make a
crew.
mean omelet. Oh yeah, I remember tasting it. It was really good.
Yeah, you got really good at that.
You know, my son Joe Dolman was a PA on the movie. And if you look carefully, he's in the background of this scene somewhere. He was playing one of the busboys, but I think you only get a glimpse of him. And try to find him. This was a fun moment.
Hello, boys.
There's Joe way back in the corner.
Oh, I see
It
him.
was really fun having somebody to work with from my family there. It was just nice. Every day I go in and I have this great familiar face, my own son working on the movie.
You boys up to something? You look a little nervous.
This was a
Donnie's
problematic.
face is great.
I'll tell you, we had a very big problem with this scene. Is that I was sitting not very far away from the actor James Rebhorn, and when he had that moment there, I couldn't stop laughing, and he got mad at me afterwards and says, "How am I supposed to do this scene if you're going to crack up in the middle of it?" But I was laughing through it. I couldn't stop myself. Neither could other people in the crew. I remember Gina Grand, who was the script supervisor. She had her fist in her mouth trying to stop from laughing because it was so funny. Now, this was behind the very same diner, do you remember? We built this up. Katie Maxey designed the back so that it would look like a kind of setting in its own right. So that was just a parking lot, I think. Now here's where Donny has a great moment where he's just started dancing. And it kind of kicked off the whole idea of dancing in the movie, do you know, when he did this dancing here?
I'm sorry. We're just laughing, Joe.
So, you know, Donny was the... originally, when I cast this, he played the part that Benjy ended up playing, the cook. And we shot a couple of scenes where Donny was supposed to be the cook. And I just felt that he played this kind of a character who was shyer and more bookwormish better, and so I switched them, and then Benjy became the cook. And then he brought to it all the Frenchness, of course.
And before, wasn't Bradley supposed to be the kind of bookwormish one?
Earlier on in the script. I mean, the script went through many, many revisions, that's true.
This was funny because it was originally one worm, and we changed it because it was so big and so lumpy that we changed it to 2 worms.
That's right. Yeah.
This was my favorite worm. It was. It was like
with
a
the pancake
French fry.
syrup on it.
Yeah.
Greasy brown toad bloater special.
Well, I know that you will remember this moment quite well, but Hallie, have you seen this scene before?
No.
You did that so many times.
Let's just get Hallie's
finally
reaction
I just
here.
like cracked up.
Oh my God, that thing's huge. What was on it?
It was made of, I think it was mushrooms.
Mushrooms, yeah.
And then it was, they deep fried some mushrooms, and then they put on it, that gooey stuff I think is molasses. It was sweet, wasn't it, Luke?
I think it was syrup or molasses, yeah.
That doesn't sound that bad.
No, it doesn't sound bad, but we're supposed to make it look bad.
Yeah, well, it does.
Here comes Twitch's house.
That actually happened where Billy spat and it landed on Joe's face.
That's right.
Yeah, you made me laugh. I did
That's
it
right.
so
That was
many
all
times.
accidental. That's right. It was.
No laughing on Joe's scheme. No laughing on Joe's.
Okay, Twitch. Let's hand this over to Twitch. What do you remember about this day?
I remember all the stuff that they put in there. That was awesome. And then the pickles. I wanted the pickles, but I wanted one. But and then I was like so jealous because I really wanted to go up on the top of the thing, but it looked fun.
Where we took
Oh my
Andrew
gosh.
and we hung him upside down. They had the prop
Yes.
guys. Jeff was up there holding his feet, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
That
cool.
was so fun.
It's ready. The burning fireball.
Now you think you would have gotten burned, but in fact that's a pot of cold water with air bubbling up underneath.
Yeah,
Again, another special effect.
I remember seeing the pot without the stuff in it, and it was rigged. It looked really cool.
Yeah, it was rigged because we didn't want anybody hurting themselves. We wanted to be very careful of your fingers.
This part's so funny.
Erika, watch me.
Boys are so weird. Would you agree with that, Hallie?
In this movie.
And again, that's the pot, and it's not hot at all. And of course, do you remember what that worm tasted like?
You know, it kind of tasted salty, but like with it didn't taste spicy. But then when to get like the real spice on it, you guys put hot sauce in my mouth.
Yep.
Remember that? Oh my
did?
gosh, yes.
And then remember
Oh,
the
man.
sour stuff? And a little.
Oh yeah.
Is he holding your head?
Oh yeah. What?
Is he holding your head?
Yes,
Yeah.
Bradley was holding his head.
I love the bottle just floating in the pot. Like
Yeah.
But what were those worms made of? Because you actually ate them. That wasn't a real worm, of course.
No, it was like a gelatin type thing. There was some like pistachio flavored and cheesecake and chocolate and vanilla and just a bunch of crazy flavors.
It's over. It's all over. Everyone just stand back. Stand back, you guys.
Open your mouth, worm boy.
Do you know, I remember that scene, Twitch, that we were shooting that morning. It started to rain. We were doing another scene up where the boys shook hands, made the bet. And we thought, well, what are we going to do? So we all just scurried over there and shot that scene quickly.
Yeah,
and
that's
we didn't have very
right.
much time, remember?
It was like, you're right. That was a big moment for me. That was
Now
my
listen.
turning point.
What was that? Sorry.
That was my turning point
Yes,
in the
it
movie.
was. You did it great. That was a very, very convincing moment, I think.
Want to go on Worm Boy's team?
Look at you in the back.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question. Any one of you can answer. What's it feel like when you see yourself in a movie and you see yourself up there playing a character that isn't you?
I can answer that
Go
pretty
ahead.
good. I don't feel like it's me. I feel like it's just a character in the movie. I'm just watching the movie and having fun. Having fun watching the movie.
That's a good answer. How do you feel, Austin?
Man, it's neat because when you're filming it, you don't realize how neat it is. It's like, it's a feeling that you really can't explain. It's just amazing that you're able to be on a screen. It's like you've been watching movies your whole entire life and to actually have the chance to be on a screen. It's amazing.
What? His mind.
How about you, Hallie?
Yeah, I think I kind of feel like in between the two of them. At first, I think like it's kind of weird, you know, you're watching yourself and, you know, you watch all the other actors on the screen and then there you are. And then, you know, after a while, I just get into the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it's just character.
Now, this was our only day when we didn't have children on the set. And so the adults had to be as childlike as they could be. And they were good at it. Now, here was Jeff Schwan again putting down mats for these actors to fall on. They did so many stunts that aren't in the movie, but I think we have an outtake reel on the DVD that you can watch where you'll see them falling and falling and falling.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they were such good sports. They're both very athletic. One of the reasons that I was glad to cast them was that they have such great ability to do physical comedy. David Bewley turned to me and said, just before we shot, he said, you know, I'm double jointed in the knees and I can do this one thing with my leg. Do you want me to try it? I said, sure.
That's so funny.
And that woman playing his wife is Karen Wacker, was in our production office. She volunteered to play a part.
Oh, that's so cool.
Now, this is a year later in the reshoot.
Yes.
And we had a little trouble with your hair there, Twitch,
Yep,
remember?
because I was doing another project and we couldn't cut my hair. And
That's
so
right.
we
If you
had
look
to-
at it, it's a little
Us, it's a lot
longer.
longer.
We had to pin it back. There's pins all in the back of your hair, isn't there?
Yep. That took me over an hour to get done. Luckily, it was just for a weekend.
And if you notice in that scene, your voices are a little deeper, especially Andrew's.
Yeah.
Didn't you feel like it was a bit deeper?
Yeah.
Now, this was shot in a convenience store in Austin, and this is a year later. So this is part of the reshoot. We added this scene because we wanted to have a scene where
Austin was actually wearing a
fat suit.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yes, made out of cotton, and they had to wrap it around me. They had to give me cold packs because it was so hot in there. I had to wear a double shirt.
You still don't even look the same,
wow.
really. You look older.
You look older. Well, he's a year older.
Yeah.
And you sound older, but you're still dancing away.
Are you really dancing there?
Really dancing.
That's so cool. It's so funny.
Yeah. Now, here was another stunt.
Oh, that
Tell
was
us about that,
awesome.
Luke.
That was so much fun. It was really just like a collapsible, like if you nicked it, it'd all fall over.
Except for that one wooden
Except for
board.
there was one wooden shelf that hit me right in the side, and it hurt. It hurt for about one day straight. I had like a little bruise, but yeah, it was really just like collapsible. It was basically just cardboard.
That's right.
I remember this scene. I never wanted to look at ice cream again after this.
Why, did you have to eat a lot of it?
I think I had to eat like 80 ice cream sandwiches that day.
It was also very hot, so we were... now look, this is very interesting. It was a very hot day, and it started to... storm started to build up. And so we had to stop. So
Yeah, we had to do
you
it
two
over the
are,
course of
that's right. We had to shoot this later. So Hallie, you're on the other side. We're shooting that an entirely different day.
Mm-hmm.
As Richard Rukowski, the DP, said, this scene now exists in a world where there are two suns. And what he meant is that the sun is shining in one direction, and then when we're on you, it shines in another direction because we shot it in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
don't you?
This also was done in two sides because where Joe Guire, Adam Hicks is sitting, that's actually outside of Twitch's house. We had to pick that up. So you're looking in one direction, and then we're picking that up on the other side in a different location. You can't really tell when you put it together, but it's done probably...
It's like the same place.
I think it's probably done a month apart.
What else do you get sick from?
Car sick?
Oh, yeah?
Motion sickness.
Now, Billy, tell us about the next scene because I remember this was a bit challenging for you.
Yes, actually, if you look, you know, I bet you it's somewhere in the DVD, but after I did this, it was the end of the day, and I got so sick. My mom came over with one of the little scripts, and she started fanning. Oh my gosh, and I went home, and I laid down for a little bit, and then I felt okay.
I want to mention that worm that was being magnified was not a real worm, but we wanted to make it look like a real worm, so we put a hole in the slide that it's on, and the special effects people were poking it with a wire or something so that it would move while it was being fried, but that it was not.
That's so cool. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we took care of our worms. We didn't hurt them.
The worm?
The sauce.
I love how he's French.
He's saying alley-oopa because that's what Boilerhead said, remember? Alley-oop. He's supposed to be saying alouette. Now, this is also a reshoot. That is a year later, that shot right there.
Uh-huh. Yes, I remember that. And I remember when I fell in the leaves, you know? And there was all those, ants.
Here.
Yeah.
Yes, in a minute. We had to shoot this all very quickly. You know, we were behind schedule here, and so when we shot this particular part of the movie...
That was full of red ants.
That was?
Full of fire ants, full of roly-polies. Oh, man.
See what you have to do to be an actor. Well, we had to shoot this very quickly. We only had I think 2 days to shoot this whole sequence, and we were hurrying, and so we weren't able to get a lot of close-ups, and I was a little worried about it, but I think it came together all right.
Yeah.
I remember this scene was hard because I had to pretend like I was upset, but they were all making these noises behind me, so I kept laughing the whole time.
But you know, one theme, just to be a little more serious for a second, one theme that runs through this movie is the theme of picking on people and being unfair to people and bullies and so on. And it's a very effective moment that Billy turns around and makes fun of you when he doesn't really want to. But it's the worst kind of pressure when you feel that somebody who's bigger than you or has more power than you is telling you to do something you don't want to do. And it's very... I've always found that to be a sad moment in the movie when he betrays you.
I remember this was the last day, and it was, for me at least, and it was sad.
Yeah.
I think it was mine too.
This was your last day shooting?
I think so. We were at this place when
at this park,
it was
yes.
my last day.
I love how we sang happy birthday when everybody was wrapped.
As each person rapped, we'd sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Well, what I remember about this
day... Was there
day...
to sing happy birthday to me?
What you guys been up to all day, boys?
Luke was the last to go. He was there for the whole shoot, of course. One of the hard things about working on a movie, I think, for the actors is that you all come and go at different times, right? So that you wrap and suddenly you're gone.
Yeah, you make such a good relationship, and then it's just over.
We still talk to each other like every day, though.
But while you're shooting, it's all of a sudden one person will be wrapped, and everybody sings happy birthday and says goodbye, and then the next day you think, oh no, Twitch isn't here, or Adam's not here. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Gotta go home and gobble down your supper. Don't even think about puking.
I guess you had real peanut butter in your mouth there, did you?
Yeah.
Billy?
Yeah, I did, yeah. And I had to chew it and swallow it, and, you know.
See, the trick with chopsticks is to pinch them like so, and then it's on the wrist.
What's the matter, honey?
Now, I had a little trouble getting Woody to do this following thing.
Yeah, and he doesn't like to get dirty at all.
He does not like to
That's
get dirty.
me, exactly.
Yeah, with
Right
the ice
there.
cream, he kept taking
Now,
it off
I
with
had
his
to
nose.
do that myself in order to get him to do it. I had to let my own face fall into a plate of spaghetti before that boy would do it. But there, he looks so convincingly asleep.
Yeah, little guy. He's tuckered out, that little duffer. Looks like you ran him ragged, didn't you?
Dad.
Yeah.
The clock on that wall, I actually, when they sell props at the end of the movie, I actually have that same clock hanging in my room.
You mean you bought that clock?
Mm-hmm. I bought the same clock. I never noticed that.
What made you pick that?
That's so cool.
You know, it was actually because I didn't have a clock, and my grandmother actually picked it out for me by surprise.
Nice.
I see it in your room. I went there.
You've seen
you know,
it? Yeah.
Yeah, like a week ago, and I saw it in your room.
I'm the new guy too, remember? Trying to fit in, trying to...
This is what I find this to be a very important moment in the movie where the dad, even though they don't quite understand each other, the dad is explaining that he has had the same feelings during the day that you've had, and yet he doesn't realize what you've gone through.
Yeah.
Now, did you understand that when the scene was being shot?
Yeah, well, they're not always nice.
Did you?
Yeah. But, you know.
You don't want to judge him too quick.
Well, I asked the question because there's so much to think about when you're an actor, and you haven't had a lot of experience because you're young, and so there's so much to think about, and everybody's asking you to do so much, and all around you, right there. That looks like you're all alone. You've got a whole camera crew around you, and you've got me barking at you, and all this, and it must be very, very hard. Now, this was a reshoot as well. This was a year later. We shot this in the spring, and you'll notice, I think, that Adam looks a little older in this one. Would you say so, Austin?
I do look a little bit older.
Yes,
My
you do.
face is a little thinned out more.
Yep. Listen to your voice, too.
By the river. There's an old lady lives down there. People say she's a witch. She sells worms to
Andrew didn't change at all. I thought he was the same.
He looked the same, but I hear your voices are lower, I think.
Yeah.
Where's Twitch? Grounded, because we wrecked his house and destroyed it.
I can't eat any more worms, you guys.
I've got a very funny outtake of Andrew in this shot here, yawning right on camera. The biggest yawn.
Oh, this part's funny.
Do you remember this, Austin?
Yes, I do. My battle with the plant.
I think I just said to you, go on and kill it.
Go on. On the very last take, go on, just kill it.
I like his cape.
Little Superman or something.
I think he's
And
naked.
you don't know how to get me out of this stupid dumb bed.
What are you thinking of her for? She's a girl. And Billy, you called her a big fat giant, remember?
I didn't say fat.
Nice delivery.
Erika would never be mad at me. We're friends. Rat.
So, Hallie, thinking about your character again, I remember when I was writing the character and also when it came time to direct the movie, I thought of Erika as a bird and all the boys as worms. That's why I liked you up in the window like that. You were looking out like almost like a cuckoo bird. What did you think of your character by the end of the story? Because we shot this part almost in sequence. I think this was some of the last stuff that you shot. What did you think of your character in relation to the boys and the role that she played in understanding Billy's predicament, being bullied by Joe and so on?
I really liked my character because she was so, like, strong-minded and strong-willed, and she didn't really let any of the teasing that the boys did to her get to her, and she just really stood up for what she believed in.
Here's the scene with the blue hole.
Oh, this place was awesome.
This place was so much
Every
fun.
day after shooting, we'd all jump in and swim.
And we shot there for what, 2 weeks?
And then Luke, your mom went like all the way up the tree where we would jump up. She dove into the blue
Yeah,
hole.
I remember I was scared to go off the tree the entire time. I finally did it once, and I was like, awesome, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, I'm not sure my grandmother would get that far, but...
What if, like, you just, like, slipped off the tree, hit your head? I mean,
Ow, that would really hurt.
But how do you climb up? There's no branches, like the little nubs or stuff.
As we call this the Blue Hole, we're referring to a beautiful area outside of Austin, Texas, where we shot here. And it was a little river that just ran through, and there was a park there, and it was an ideal location. And you'll notice that the feel and the look of the film has changed. Can you guys see that? It's got a bluer feeling to it.
Yeah.
Well, this is all calculated by our cinematographer, Richard Bukowski, that he was very careful to change the mood here because we had to shoot all day, of course, and yet it was supposed to be evening.
Yeah.
And so by lighting it in such a way that it felt bluish, it makes you feel like it's just after supper. And it does feel different from the rest of the movie.
And it makes it almost a little creepier.
And also to make it creepier, that's right.
Yeah,
Good.
more suspenseful too.
I love the bait shack.
Well, this is all made by
it was so
our
cool.
production
Plug in
designers.
this part's so weird. He just
carpenters.
opens it and like flips over, and Donny just like twists the knob and opens.
I remember when we rehearsed here, we had the spot, but we didn't have the bait shack because it hadn't
Yeah.
been built yet. So we just had
4 flags.
4 flags on the ground, and we rehearsed. You remember?
We would practice.
Yeah,
That was really neat.
In the original, I was supposed to be there, but I wasn't.
that's right. We changed that. Well, you know, that's true. That as we went along, we changed things in the script because the idea of you showing up that wasn't decided upon until we were about halfway through the shoot.
Right.
Thought it would be more interesting to have you grounded, and so you rehearsed here, but then later on we pulled you out of the scene, right? So Twitch is not here.
There were definitely a lot of revisions. I remember some of the crew coming late at night and they'd drop little envelopes in our door and we would study it and read it and then we'd put it all together. And it was
Yeah,
really
by
cool.
the end, the whole script was changed.
Yes.
Tell me about it. I was doing the revisions. It's beautiful. That was so much fun down there, though. You guys have great memories of it.
Because there's big, giant night crawlers in there. From Canada, my brother said. Which means
Canadian night.
they're gigantic.
Well, I myself am Canadian, so I had to put some reference in there.
You don't ask Bradley what time it is. He's on my team. Whatever you say, Joe. He makes the rules. 6:35, Joe.
Bradley.
Guess what I found? Green ones. Who's got $2?
I remember having the prop
How
master
about that for technology?
build me that backpack for Benjy. And
What are these
he came down the set one day with it on his back. Do you remember any of you there that day? And he just displayed it. Poor Benjy went through a lot there. We actually dumped some real worms on his face with dirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Those worms were so neat. When they'd get in water, they'd had this sort of neon glow to them.
Well, they will put. We bought those at a fishing bait shop, or an actual bait shop, and they will. I don't know how they do it. In fact, I'm not too keen to even know how they do it. But somehow they'll put a color into a worm, maybe in the food it eats, and then it lights up a little bit from the luminous food that it
so the
eats.
fish get attracted.
Yeah,
to
and
it?
then the fish will get
That's
attracted
really
to
cool.
it. Cool for you to say.
Awesome.
The fish might not have been happy, or the worm might not have been happy about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Or the fish for that matter.
They really are green. Green goes with green. Spinach from a can.
Spirulina.
Broccoli. Viola.
Viola is his way of saying voila.
You got a worm, Bradley?
Viola.
Just went to the bathroom on my hand.
Yeah, now I think there were some worms that were that green.
Yeah. I remember, I think there were a few
It's made of
real
like
ones.
cream of soup or something. It was like
I thought it was
cream.
cream of wheat.
Cream of yeah.
Yeah, it was oatmeal or
That-
whatever cream of wheat is.
That stuff was so gross. I don't know how in the
liked
world
it.
you ate that.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Well, it looks gross, but it tastes good. I've had cream of wheat
What did it taste
before.
like?
It kind of tasted like oatmeal, except like sweeter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
People may
Just
wonder why
looks so gross.
Yeah.
it does look gross. People may wonder why you have a garbage bag over you, but the real reason for that is that we had so little time to shoot this, we couldn't afford to spill this stuff on your clothes and then have to rewash it or clean
Looks
you
like
up
you have
again.
a big
so.
beard thing there.
Cream of wheat's really just like big noodles and balls. Well, not big, but like small, like chopped up.
This is one of my favorite parts.
Oh, I love this.
This scared us so bad because it made that
Oh,
big
remember
noise.
when-
So-
Yeah. Remember once like a siren went off from it or something?
Oh yeah.
Everyone got so scared.
Well, what happened is, of course, we didn't use a real microwave. We have on the other side of the camera, outside of the building, we had a big, that's it right there, we had an air machine that just blew that stuff through the back of the microwave. And then we had, in the first shot, you see a real worm, that's why it's moving. And then when we came back, we had a fake worm that we blew up into smithereens like that. So you see little bits of the worm there.
Ryan comes in.
You might need this.
He looked like he really was feeling sick there. I think he was.
My bait shop.
We had to run so far.
What are you doing? It's a bet. What?
I remember rehearsing this, and I was playing the witch, and you guys were running past me. Do you remember?
Oh yeah.
Back in the early days?
Those fish got old after a while, and they started smelling. And
Oh yeah.
That's right, they were real fish, and they did smell. guys remember this?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we see Twitch in a second,
It's a reshoot.
it's a reshoot, so it's a year later.
And I remember I had a slight cough that day, and my throat was hurting because I had to scream a lot.
I like the music.
My crazy pajamas, those are the best. I love those. I had to get in them every day, though. I was kind of disappointed that they were long sleeve because it was so hot.
Mm-hmm.
They were so fun.
They're so funny.
I got to keep a pair.
I remember the
Oh, that's so
stickers.
cool.
I remember the stickers that we got that said, "I survived the blue hole."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
She hit me in the head. With her head.
You didn't throw up, did you? What are you doing here, Twitch?
You know, I remember this, Twitch, that putting those pajamas on you and having you run away as if you're grounded really added something to the scene.
Yeah.
You know, it just gave it something special. But those pajamas, we had those done up at the last minute, really. I mean, remember, it was a last minute idea. And the idea was that you had musical notes on your shirt back in the first scene that you're in.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, do you remember when you're in the schoolyard, you got a yellow shirt with a few musical notes, and so the costume designer said, well, let's put musical notes all over his pajamas.
They're digging for worms, Joe.
Must have been hard not to get it so dirty.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, they would have had about 3 or 4 pairs, I guess, to cover that.
2 minutes, Joe.
What people don't realize is that everybody's wearing costumes, and this is all in one day, so you guys had to wear the same clothes day after day after day. So the costumes had to be in multiples, and then if you ever got dirty, somebody was standing by to change it.
What happened to the centipede?
Oh, the centipede, yeah, that got cut out. That got cut out. We're referring to the fact that there was a scene, and it's not in the movie now, we cut it out, but there's a scene where Techno-Mouth picks up a giant centipede and holds it into Billy's face, but somehow that scene didn't work, and so we cut it out. I always feel right here where this all comes down and they realize that Joe really has been cheating, and the tide has turned, that even though you're not on camera very much, I feel you watching the whole time because I know that you shot that arrow, right? And did you feel like your character was kind of watching from afar and understanding what was going on?
The whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt in a way, she was always there watching what was going on.
We were all so jealous of you, Luke.
I know, it was so
in the
hot.
cold water.
That was awesome. You know, there was like 3 or 4 scuba divers into the water, so and just in case the clothes sunk me. You know, it was just so much fun because it was so hot outside, and so the water felt great.
I like that moment of triumph where you put up your bow like that. I remember that moment very, very well.
Yeah, me too.
Do you remember we drew it in a storyboard
I remember
first?
the storyboard of that.
Yeah.
It was cool to see.
Yeah, we did have storyboards for some of this because there was so much action, and we thought we could plot it out a little bit. And when you shoot a movie with storyboards, you don't exactly follow the storyboards because you get out onto the location. All kinds of factors determine the way it's going to be shot. But, well, as you know, no worms were harmed in the making of this film, and even where Billy swallowed a worm, you were discreet enough to pretend to chew it. It was a live worm, and then you dropped it out of your mouth onto the ground right before you. Yeah, we were very careful the whole way to protect the worms. It's not. I don't know if that seems ridiculous because they're just worms, but they are living creatures, and so we really wanted to protect them as much as we could.
Boys are so weird.
Hey, Joe! Now you really are a joke.
Well, what are you doing here, Nige?
I came all the way here to see you win. Now the whole school's gonna be laughing at you. They're gonna be laughing at me too, because I'm your brother.
Leave him alone.
Now, this was very hard to
I think you might want to
get through this scene because what people have to realize is in most of this movie, in the middle part of the movie anyway, all you boys were together in almost every scene. And you remember how each scene would be blocked? We'd all start the scene and I'd say, well, guys, just go out there and show me where you'd stand. And we'd run the scene through, and then out of that we would take that chaos and find the order of the scene. But then you see how you're all lined up here? This was a great choice you all made. Each of you have a great look in your face. But it was hard to decide when the scene started where everybody would stand. You remember how hard that was?
Yeah.
And then the marks would go down. You'd have to remember where your mark was. With 9 boys or 8 boys or whatever it was in the scene, to have everybody hit your marks was a big, big challenge for the cameras, for the actors, for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So you sort of glance down at your mark there, Billy. I won't tell anybody, but you did.
Okay, I'm sorry, Bob.
You won. Shake on it. Kids don't shake hands. Shake.
So you're soaking wet there from diving in the water, right? We didn't just spritz you. That's you having swum.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? You remember this, Austin?
There was actually one take where I threw it and it bounced off one of the screens that they use for lighting and hit one of the cameras.
And then wasn't there another one where it hit one of the scuba?
It hit one of the scuba divers, yeah. It was just my luck that day.
You weren't such a great aim, I guess. You know, that shot of the ring going through the sky looks like a CGI shot, but it's not. That was just done in slow motion. 2 PAs were just throwing the ring back and forth in front of a camera.
Really?
And we had the camera cranked in
Wow.
such a way that it would show up in slow motion.
That's cool.
That's a cool
Did
shot.
they see it in the water?
Hey, we're getting near the end of this movie.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's almost over.
Yeah, it moved so fast.
It's probably because we know all the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to watch it.
Yeah. Last Monday seems like a long time ago.
Now, this was in an actual house in Austin, and I think this was getting toward the very end of our shoot, wasn't it, Billy?
Uh-huh. All the scenes that you see with Billy and the parents, that was towards the end, because if the kids were there while Billy and the parents, they'd be doing nothing for maybe 1 or 2 or 3 days.
And you win.
That's right. Scheduling everybody in a movie is one of the biggest challenges, because you've got everybody there and you want to use them to the max. And so when somebody's finished shooting, of course, they leave because they're not needed anymore. And this got to the very end, and it was right down to you two.
Sounds to me like you already know the answer.
Well, I think the last thing we shot
Yeah,
was
it
in the
was-
car at the beginning, you
Yeah,
know, when you were in
that
the
was.
car with Woody and the parents.
It's funny how we shot with all the kids the last scenes in the movie, like the first week. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Billy.
Bye, worm boy.
See you later, Wood.
I love the music.
Yeah.
I didn't win. Yeah, you did, Billy. You ate all.
This was the wrap. This was the last scene Joe shot.
That's right, it was. We tried this scene before and didn't work, so we reshot it during our regular shoot. Do you remember that? So this moment where you take these worms, you had to do a couple times. So Billy, you've got to talk about this.
Oh,
What was this
man.
like?
Oh, this was cool. It felt really good. although all the worms that were like in there, their scales, you know, they move and they have just tiny feet, but they don't really use them. They move and their scales grab it, so it moves the back. And then when they were crawling, it kind of got caught and it hurt.
I remember that kid in the green shirt. I remember him talking to us a lot.
I appreciate you being so intimate and open about that, Billy.
I love the harmonica.
You know who's playing that harmonica?
Is that you?
Yes, sir.
No way.
Ah, no way, man.
That's so cool.
So cool.
That's really cool.
I love the shirt
I was
I'm
in on
wearing
the.
there. I
with-
love that
the
shirt.
music is done by Mark and Bob Mothersbaugh, who are from the band Devo, and they have a recording studio here in Los Angeles. And we went in one day, and we were just thought that
That girl's
we
like
needed
coming
a
here.
harmonica piece for the Brown Toad, so we used that twice in there. And I play harmonica a little bit, so I played it there.
That's so
really
cool.
cool.
I'm not that good at the harmonica.
Yeah, Austin, you learned
you play,
there,
right?
Yes, I taught myself. It was actually here on the set of How to Eat Fried Worms when Phil, last name Phil Hartman, I'm pretty
Phil Hardage.
Hardage. I'm sorry, Mr. Phil, but one of the PAs, he actually brought instruments for us to play around with in the green room. And he brought a harmonica, and I just picked it up, and I loved it. So I now have, let me think, maybe 13 harmonicas in my room.
No, but when I first come out, I really don't actually have worms in my pants, but then they threw a worm under beside my foot, and then I actually did put one in my pants.
Good afternoon, Mr. Burdock.
That's right. I got carried away with the music there. I forgot about the movie. You can see Adam in the background there. Could you see yourself bobbing around? Now tell about how this dance thing came about, Austin.
Man, because I remember you personally coming up to me and saying, all right, I need you to dance in one part of the movie. And I was, okay. And you need to come up with it all yourself. Okay. The next day we come and all the kids are watching. They don't know what's going on. And I start dancing. They're staring at me like, what in the world is this kid doing? So I just start dancing and everything. And we do it a couple of takes. And it was really a lot of fun.
I remember
That was our secret.
I remember everybody going back and watching them replay it on the camera and just cracking up like time after time.
I know I kept forgetting that I actually had to go somewhere because I just wanted to watch.
I remember one time me, Austin, and Ryan were walking down City Walk here in California, and
we did that dancing contest.
There was a dancing contest on the street, and so Austin he did his little dance in the dancing contest.
You did?
It was so funny.
Now, look at that. You'll each see yourself animated.
Oh, cool.
I love how in the end, where everybody's throwing up the worms, they actually played music in the background. They play like Kiss and everything.
Yeah.
That we would all dance to and everything.
The little Night at the Roxbury thing with the whole square.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, that's when we did that last scene, of course we didn't use real worms, but we had hundreds and hundreds of rubber worms, and the kids just threw them up in the air. Do you remember?
Yeah.
If you look on the ground, you'll see them all over the ground.
I remember some kids hit the camera and they kept telling him, do not hit the camera.
And they started pegging it at the camera. They're like, don't hit the camera. Bam, bam.
Yeah.
Now, no worms were harmed in the making of this movie.
It's true.
Ugh. Oh, gosh.
And that's the end of the story.
Yay.
Richard!
Credits.
Philip
Casey Hudson.
Hey, talk about the people you remember here. Oh, well.
Billy, Luke, Erika. Wait, can we read all of them?
Hallie,
Billy,
Adam,
Erika,
Austin, Alexander, Ryan, Philip, Clint, Ty, James, Tom, Kimberly, Andrew, Blake, Alexander, Andrea. Cool.
See, that's
David, Simone, Nick,
Jeff Swan.
Oh, he was great.
Oh.
I remember when we weren't filming, he'd take us over and he'd talk about all of his other stunts he did on motorcycles and stuff.
He knew
Walker, Texas Ranger. He knew Chuck
Kathleen
Norris.
Chiata did your costumes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Down
Did an
from the
amazing
heavens
job.
descended
Chuck Norris, who could deliver a kick that could
there's
shatter
Mr.
bones
There's Mr.
into the
Everett.
crotch of Indiana Jones.
I'm glad that all these credits are included at the ends of movies because it takes so many people to make a movie and they all deserve to
It
be
does, yes.
noted.
They all deserve to be
And
honored.
listen to the music. I love the music here.
This
This is
written
in the
by,
beginning of the cartoon, isn't it?
This is written by Mark and Bob Mothersbaugh. Yeah, this is the cartoon music, but
Yeah.
now you've got lyrics. You'll listen to them sometime.
Yeah. Hey, I went on the website hattieefryworms.movie.com, and there was a song oh man.
I guess I'll go eat worms. Yeah.
Yeah. Long things, slimy ones, short, fat, juicy ones.
Nobody likes
So now,
me.
have you seen
Everybody hates me.
who among you has seen the movie before this moment?
I saw it the night before yesterday.
My very first
My
time.
first time.
This is my first time, too.
I've seen it before.
Ah, well, that's
It's
a
so much
strange
fun
way to
to
watch
watch.
it. Oh, good.
I know, it's great
Such
to
a funny
remember
movie.
everything, too.
Oh, there's Mr. Craig. I love watching the credits, remembering all
I know, I remember
all the good
everyone.
people that you were hanging out with for 2.5 months. It's
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to say to all of them, thank you very much.
yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you rock.
In production, and there's Shelley and Mustafa, my two assistants, one in production and one in post-production. I really, really appreciate. There's so many people that are involved, and most of them for the production came from Austin. I would love to thank Austin, Texas, for being such a wonderful city to us.
Austin.
Especially,
That place is so amazing.
I like
Great
they
film
had
crews.
The best restaurants there.
Yes, the best.
The Mongolian barbecue place.
The Mongolian barbecue place, yes.
I went there 5 times when I was there, and then when we did the reshoots, we had to go there.
Whoever goes to Austin, Texas has to go to the Mongolian restaurant because it is excellent.
Ah,
And
give
the
them a little
Mexican
plug.
restaurant.
Is that YouTube up?
That's the same piece, yeah.
That's really cool. You're really good at the harmonica.
We got to jam sometime, Austin.
That was
Thank you
awesome.
all for helping me with this commentary. I really
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you
You guys
so
are
much.
great.
So much fun.
Hallie, thank you in New York. And
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
it was fun talking about the movie with you. It brought back so many memories. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Take care.
Hey, thank you.
See you in Vegas, Hallie.
Bye, guys.